Father Abraham had many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's all praise, you know the song, right? Right arm, Father Abraham had many sons. Oh, many sons had. If you've never spent time in a church singing like Father Abraham and moving your like left arm, right arm, Father Abraham had many sons. Many sons had, and you're just like, oh boy. You don't even know that, like, they're just wasting your time as a child. You know what I mean? Like, left or right leg, Father Abraham. You're just like, oh man, what a goofy. Not your left leg, because, like, we haven't done left leg yet, So you got right arm, right leg, Father Abraham had many sons. Now you're marching. That's how they teach you how to march. Is through the Father Abraham song. I didn't know that. And then directly out of that song is a registration to our ROTC. Junior ROTC. It's the unofficial theme song to the Junior ROT. It's because of the marching thing. I'm making all of this up. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Nod your head, Father Abraham had many. Now it's in your head. Good morning. Good morning, Lotta. Good morning, Bill. Good morning, Nawaz. Good morning, Herbie. Good morning, Derek. Good morning, Mark Z. Father Abraham had 7 sons. 7 sons. They didn't laugh. They didn't cry. All they did was go like them. What? Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Mushmouth. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today? 4 months clean, Mark Z says. Nice job. Good morning, Niffer. Good morning, 5280. It's good to see you guys here. Good morning, all of you. It's good to have you guys here today. I think we're in holiday season, so like last month was Halloween. This month is Thanksgiving, which I think is pretty fitting for kind of where we need to be. Maybe at least this year. Maybe this week. I don't know. Depends. Maybe. Maybe nothing. Maybe it's not that big of, whatever's going on this week. We don't really want to talk too much about it, but it's there. Go do your thing tomorrow. Go do it if you can. If you can't, make sure you got your proper ID. Make sure everything's kosher when you're standing in line. Don't get caught by surprise after standing in line for 3 hours. We got phones. If you're not sure, and nudge someone. Hey, I'm trying to vote. Am I doing this right? Yeah, dude, yeah, I've been here 3 times. You're fine. Stand right here. Go to that line if you want to. Oh, you need a pen? Don't worry about it. Hey, I got your back. You need help, ask for it. If you don't know what you're doing, trust me. A lot of people have not known what they have been doing. Ask for help. Don't get caught by surprise. Wait a second. You mean I needed to wear shoes to get into this building? Who told me? No one told me I needed shoes. Don't get caught by surprise. Look it up. Google, Wiki, whatever. Facebook, Instagram. Call your mom. Call your mom. You know what I mean? Like, just give her a call. Hey, love you, whatever. Hey, what do you know? Are we getting there? How am I getting there? You there? What are we doing? Are you even interested? It's funny because they say that only about 70% of us are really interested in any of this. Whatever's going on this week. I don't want to make... Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not that interested. Maybe it's just a show. Maybe it's just like... I was thinking about this the other day. I'm a political head. I like watching all of it, and... Oh, there's the word. I didn't want to say the word. Well, yeah, politics. So I watch, I'm interested, and I wonder, like, what the hell's going to happen? One way or the other, you know? And then I realized that, like, I live in that world. Like, that's where I think. Like, that was my impression is that no one watches as much news as someone amateurly as I do. Or someone like me, you know? Like, I'm a pretty big politico. There aren't that many big politicos. There are a lot of people... All they watch are nature shows. How political is a nature? You don't hear that. All you hear is climate change. Alright. David Attenborough Jr., David Attenborough III, David Attenborough the 7th, still warning us about climate. Okay, cool, that's fine. That's all you're going to get. Watch a nature show. Some people watch reruns of Cheers. I mean, why wouldn't you? That's where everybody knows your name. Well, everybody knows your name. You know what I mean? And they're always glad you came. You wanna go where you can be. The troubles are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name. You know? You didn't know piano could... Somebody better know, somebody, you know, like, you just run it through your head. You don't even know the words. You know how the song goes. That's how people get influenced. They're like, you know what, I just kind of want Cheers running through my head all the time. Alright. I didn't realize this. Ted Danson got syndicated with 2 shows. You know how difficult that is to have 2 of your shows syndicated? Cheers. What's the second show? What's the second Ted Danson show that got syndicated? This is Monday. We're just going off on tangents, okay? We went from Call Your Mom to what's the second show that Ted Danson... No, it's not The Good Place. Alright? It's not The Good Place. What's the second show? Good morning, nerd, by the way. Morning, Evie. Morning, Mid. Morning, Cleany. Morning. Did I say good morning, Niffer, by the way? The second show that Ted Danson was Becker. Thank you, Derek Anderson. As I saw it on the scroll, it popped into the thing. It was Becker. Nice job, Derek. I'll get you a card here. Becker. Go from Cheers to Becker. Some people get consumed in tarot. And they get consumed in, like, the spiritual, aspects of things. Some people tell really dumb jokes. I was thinking about this on the way, I was taking a walk yesterday, and it's like, you ever think maybe, like, I got attacked by 5 Baptists? I got Pentecosted. Those are dumb jokes. Some people just think of dumb jokes like Pentecost, because the Baptists, they like Pentecostal, and so I got Pentecosted by 5 Baptists. Because 5 is penta is like a 5 word, and so 5 of them beat me up, with their Bibles, you know, like they were like, we're so saith the Lord, you know, and I'm like, all right, you know, I'm like, okay, fine, you know, and I shook a little bit, spoke in some tongues, and they were like, oh yeah, you got it, you know, headed back home. That's my one, I'm allowed to do one religious joke. Pentecosted. I got into a little scuffle, a little razzmatazz with 5 Baptists because they were Pentecostal. Alright. Derek, here's let's just cut that one more time. Let's get right here. Why is it, I don't know. There's a lot of talking going on in my head. You ever have that happen where you're like, maybe I'll respond to that conversation later. Derek Anderson, here we go. This card's for you, my guy. I love you, my guy. You have the 6 of joints. You're the man. You're the man. Look at that card. Whatever kind of trophy you need, like, you're the champion. That's you. You're like Marcus Aurelius right before, like, the final speech, where he's like, friends, Romans, my countrymen, lend me your ears. That's you standing up there. You're like, I have 6 joints. Who's coming with me? You know, like, no matter where you're at, no matter what you got going on, who's coming with me? I know Derek. I know him. He's that guy. He's like Jerry Maguire. Just like, you know what? I got one guy. Who's coming, or wherever that came, grabbing the goldfish. Like, just, you're coming with me. You know, and like making sure, no, you know what, Pete? You can stay in your cubicle. I don't need you to come. You know, you're pretty critical, actually, to the success of the company. I don't need you to quit just because of my bullshit. No, okay, you know what? Sandra over there, it's fine. Maybe I'll learn how to use the copier if I come back, alright? Because I'm really just throwing a fit right now, okay? Look, Barry, just don't sit in my chair already, alright? Like, I have it, like, positioned the way it needs to be. Like, I'm really hoping the boss doesn't hear anything I'm doing right now. I get it. Sometimes you just gotta, like, you know? You gotta be the guy. You gotta strut around. Who's coming with me? That's probably not what that card means at all. Probably not at all. I'm probably talking you into, like, quitting a job that you really need. Okay? And I don't need to do that to you, Derek Anderson. I don't need to do that to anybody. Well, I mean, unless you know, maybe you do. Maybe you gotta, like, Jerry Maguire it up. You know? Show me a paycheck. Also, don't be that guy in line tomorrow, okay? Just be the guy that's like, you know what, I'm gonna go vote, and then I'm gonna go home. Alright, just do that. Alright, we don't need you to, come on, knock it off. I've voted 6 times. Okay, good, that's great, you've been around. They did a story. Who all remembers? I don't know, I watched a lot of stories, and I was gonna talk about something that just, like, skipped out of my brain. Maybe I'm the 7th joint. It's been a good day so far. Good morning, everybody. What should we do? What should we do? Big news of the day. Quincy Jones passed. So let's do a little review of Quincy Jones songs. Quick little review. Top singles produced by Quincy Jones, according to CNBC back in 2011. So I don't know if he's done anything after 2011. But according to this article, the top singles based on, we'll say success. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, let's go for it. Top singles, top 10. Yeah. No, you know what? Let's go top 15. Here we go. Top 15 Quincy Jones singles. I'll Be Good to You by Brothers Johnson. I don't know how that song. I'll Be Good to You. I'll be good to you. Yeah, I don't know. Brothers Johnson. That was number 15. Released 1976. Weeks on the chart. 17. Alright, nice. Number 14. Dirty Diana by Michael Jackson off the album Dirty Diana. I didn't know. Really? That was a Quincy Jones? Number 13. The Way You Make Me Feel. I love this list. The Way You Make Me Feel off the same album Bad by Michael Jackson. The way you make me feel, you know? Really? Weeks at number 1. Number 12. Bad. She's bad. Michael Jackson. Weeks at number 1, 2. Number 11. Out of Nowhere, You Don't Own Me. You Don't Own Me. By Leslie Gore. Produced by Quincy Jones. What in the... Really? Weeks at number 1, none. It peaked at number 2. Number 10, I Just Can't Stop Loving You. I just can't stop loving you. Michael Jackson. Number 9, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Don't stop. Don't stop till you get enough. No! Don't stop. You know, it's like you didn't know Michael Jackson did disco. Like, don't stop till you get enough. No! You know, like it's the music ball video where he's like spinning around. Number 8. It's one of my favorites. Man in the Mirror. I'm looking for the man in the mirror. Ow! You know what I mean? It's a good one. I'm looking with the change in my way. Ow! You know? Like any Michael Jackson song, if you don't know the words, just ow. Yep. Ow. Like do like a quiet little scat, you know, just skibbity bit, you know, you always want to do like a skibbity bit, you know? But like don't do the sound, but do the, you know, and you'll get like you'll get the ow, you know, and that'll work your way into a ow. Like that's how Jackson does that. He does like ow. Alright, number 7, The Girl Is Mine by Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson. Weeks at number 1, none. It peaked at 2. Number 6, Baby Come to Me by Patty Austin. I don't know the song. Baby Come to Me. Like maybe a little bit better than that. I don't know. Patty Austin. Number 6. Weeks at number 1, 3 on the adult contemporary chart. Way back in 1982. Continuing on, number 5. You're not gonna know. You're gonna be like, no way. Oh yeah, this is why I got into this list. I was like, let's do this list. It's my party in the craft. I want to craft. I want to craft. I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. Bow, 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 bow. That's Quincy Jones. You didn't know. Number 5. It's like what the? That's crazy. It's my party and I cry if I want to, cry if I want to. Weeks at number 1, 2. Number 4. Of course, we are the world. We are the children. We are the ones make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making, and we're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a brighter place more for you and me. You know, like that. I saw the music video and like I love it. Huey Lewis. I didn't know Huey Lewis is like got a voice. Huey Lewis came in and saved Cyndi Lauper. Like Cindy was like losing her voice, and like Huey comes in and was like, "We are the world." You know, it's like what the hell? Yeah, right. And then you get Bruce Springsteen. We are the world. We are the children. You know, like what the hell? That's nice. And then you get Ray, you know, from Ray, and you're like, what the? We are the world. Like I didn't know they're the same guy. I didn't know. Like you put glasses on Springsteen, and he turns into Ray. I was like, we are, you know. And then like Stevie Wonder comes on, and he's like, we are the world. You know, like I think they're all the same person. I don't know. Have you seen them all in the same room? No, it's 3 different cameras. All right, it's a great song. Number 3, Beat It. Michael Jackson. Beat It. Number 2, Rock With You, of course. So we're gonna like dance the night away. I'm gonna rock with you all night. See you in the sunlight. Right? Like you're just like, I'm gonna rock with you all night and see you in the sunlight. Like it's just the sun's gonna come up, and if you're ever rocking with someone all night up until you see them in the sunlight, let's get to, you're probably gonna, Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just the girl who claims that I am the, you know what I mean? Like, come on. It all kind of leads up to, it should. Weeks on the chart, 22. Weeks at number 1, 7. Billie Jean, not my lover. She's just a girl who claims that I am the one. But the kid is not my son. Yeah. Let's take a drink. Let's get into the book. Should we? I don't know. How's everybody doing? Let's just talk for a minute. Gotten all of my doom and gloom out of the way. Gotten into kind of breaking a little bit of the radio there. John says just chilling. Derek Anderson says press the like button. Nice. Nerd Nature says nobody's seen me and Batman in the same room before. You know what that means. Look, nerd, you're not supposed to give yourself away. Okay, nerd? Like, you gotta be a superhero. Not like a super, like, oh, you know, oh, it's you. No, it's never worked out. Like, if you are Batman, don't say it. Don't claim it. You just do it, you know? I know, nerd, you didn't say you were Batman. Thanks, Pace. Love the hat. Love your hat. Whatever you're wearing. You're wearing a hat? What kind of hat are you wearing? Derek Anderson says, don't give yourself away. Alright? Maybe, I think what it means, unless you're not Batman, and you have Batman, like, trapped in your basement, in which case you should probably let Batman go. We got stuff to do. Like, he's probably gonna need to go check on some stuff. You know what I mean? Like, we might need a Caped Crusader. Or is he the masked vigilante? What is he? Is he the... What is You know? You know what Batman is. And I said this. Sometimes you live long enough, you either die the hero or you live long enough to become the villain. Surprised. We haven't had a lot more Batman references. Why is that? Like, it's almost... You know how some things get into the zeitgeist of the world, and then it just kind of like phases out? Like the Christian Bale growl was a huge thing for like 5 years. You know, every time anybody, like Will the guy, Lego Batman, his entire career got sparked back up. I was actually doing great before. I like that guy, Will Arnett. Is it Will Arnett? But he did Lego Batman, like, but it was all like the growl, like, and sort of the zeitgeist of it all, like, you know, every time you heard the growl, you're like, oh, someone's doing the Batman, you know? Is it still that way? Did Affleck really break Batman? Because I refuse to ever watch the Robert Pattinson Batman. I refuse. I haven't watched it yet. I haven't even looked it up. I barely know. Alright, Edward needs to quit shining. Alright, Batman doesn't sparkle. Is what I'm saying. Alright? The only Batman we all know. Who is the only Batman we all know? I'll give you a card for whoever said you know the only Batman. There's actually two possible answers to this one. The only Batman we know, nerdy, is Michael Keaton. The other Batman is, obviously, Adam West. Calico, nice job. Adam West. Calico, let me give you a card. You haven't gotten a card in like a year, Calico. Welcome. I don't get to see your welcome. Let's give you a card. Let's see what your card is. You got Knight of Pipes. You're studious, I think. Someone look up Knight of... I think it's Wands? Nerdy, look up Knight of Wands. I think it's Knight of Wands. Let's look up what Knight of Wands... I know I have my phone right there, but what's Knight of Wands? This is for you, Calico. Hold on. You know what? Let's just do it. Being all lazy over here. I don't want to look it up on my phone. Knight of Wands. The prototype. Knight of Wands. I think this is what it is. It's confidence, self-assured confidence, a hero spirit, encouragement to take action, put ideas into motion, surge of energy, and a readiness to take risks. Alright, so that's Knight of Wands. Let's see. Knight of Swords. Let's see what Swords is. The card can also mean determination, ambition, and quick... Look, you're ready to just take charge. No one's going to get in your way. No one's going to steal your hit. No one's going to take it from you. You're going to get it done. And you're gonna go in that, like, all this is just getting it in you and getting it done. I know about I've had conversations with Calico. And I know about Calico is just get it done. Like, not get her done, like, get it done. Just do it. Just swoosh in. Just click that checkbox, do whatever. Call your mom. That's what Calico is. Calico, call your mom. Alright? That's what, whatever the card, call your mom. And whatever that means. I don't know. Call your mom. If that means you gotta, like, write someone a note, hey mom, or whatever. Call it. Just do it. It's fine. I think at the end of the show, like, I think we're all just gonna need to call our moms. Like, just... Alright. Thank you, Calico. Thank you, Derek, for letting me read your cards. Honestly, I'm a little verklempt. We are the world. We are the children. It was really cool to watch that. Watch Ray. I can't even think of his last name right now. I'm having a weird morning, y'all. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad we're here. Just jump into the book, yeah? It's gonna be a weird week. I just want everybody to, like, pay attention. Don't get snookered by anything. Don't let anything, like, ruin your day. Like, you don't have to watch anything. That's what my point was earlier. Is, go watch Cheers. It's on. Go watch, like, they had Jackass 1, 2, and 3, the movies. Go watch that if you want. You don't need to watch the news. And, like, I don't even actually watch, like, the nightly news. Which is what most people watch. Most people aren't like, hey, I wonder what kind of crap is going on those other channels. Most people aren't. You know how we interact with those channels? We're standing at the salami counter trying to get, like, a sausage and cheese steak, and the guy behind the counter is like, what do you mean you want sausage on your cheesesteak? And you're like, look, man, you have a lot of meat back there. I want to know if you have a sausage. And meanwhile, in the background, you just have, like, whatever channel they decided was free enough, and it's typically one of the channels that you're like, oh, God. They're like, one of those, like, let's ruin Thanksgiving channels. Typically, I don't know why it is, but it always is. It's one of those channels. And you're like, all right, I guess I'll listen to this real quick. And you're like, what the deuce? Whatever it is. For whatever, you're like, is it balloons? What the hell? Like, what? What? And meanwhile, you're arguing with the guy back there. He's like, I don't want to put a sausage on your cheesesteak. That's not how we make cheesesteaks. And you're like, you know what? This is capitalism, and I have a right to... And he points to a sign that says, no, there's no such thing as the right has the customer has the right to be right. No, there's nothing. I can refuse service at any moment. And I'll tell you why. Because of the channel that's on behind you. And you're like, you know what? And you throw a chair. And then you start a fight at the Waffle House. And then you become a YouTube viral moment. History does not belong to us, but we belong to it. Hans Georg Gadamer. Gadamer is associated in particular with one form of philosophy, hermeneutics. H-E-R-M-E-N-utics. E-U-T-I-C-S. Derived from the Greek word hermeneuo, meaning interpret. This is the study of how humans interpret the world. Gadamer studied philosophy under Martin Heidegger, who said that the task of philosophy is to interpret our existence. This interpretation is always a process of deepening our understanding by starting from what we already know. The process is similar to how we might interpret a poem. We start by reading it carefully, in the light of our present understanding. If we come to a line that seems strange or particularly striking, we might need to reach for a deeper level of understanding. As we interpret individual lines, our sense of the poem as a whole might begin to change. And as our sense of the poem as a whole changes, so might our understanding of individual lines. This is known as the hermeneutic cycle. Heidegger's approach to philosophy moved in this circular fashion, and this was the approach that Gadamer later explored in his book, Truth and Method. So basically, if you want to know something, and you want to get to know, if you want to get to know something, if you want to love something, get to know all about it. There we go. And while getting to know all about it, you should be able to know and love it even more, because of a deeper understanding. It makes better sense now, because I studied it. Oh yeah, all right. Instead of just taking it at face value, you're like, I wonder how much a face is valued. Let me go check out the face now. Gadamer goes on to point out that our understanding is always from the point of view of a particular point in history. Our prejudices and beliefs, the kinds of questions that we think are worth asking, and the kinds of answers with which we are satisfied are all the product of our history. We cannot stand outside of history and culture, so we can never reach an absolutely objective perspective. There's no way we would know what life was like in the 60s. A lot of people were alive today, still from the 60s today, and they can tell us about it. But they see us walking around in bell bottoms and platform shoes and tie-dyes, and they're like, yeah, that was like way different back then. We actually didn't like a lot of people that wore all of that. That wasn't like everyday stuff back then. That was just on the camera. A lot of that happened on like a campus where like goofy stuff always happens. It was on the campuses. That was like, Haight-Ashbury was like a corner in Frisco. Just a corner. Like a little, candy corner here, little, basically just a corner. So, these prejudices should not be seen, though, as a bad thing. They are, after all, our starting point, and our current understanding and sense of meaning are based upon these prejudices and biases. Even if it were possible to get rid of all of our prejudices, we would not find that we would then see things clearly. Without any given framework for interpretation, we would not be able to see anything at all. Alright, so we figured out that this face has a wrong value. What should I value it at? And if you just leave the value blank, you're like, well, nothing's worth anything. Nothing has face value anymore. I don't know if that makes sense. Gadamer sees the process of understanding our lives and ourselves as similar to having a conversation with history. As we read historical texts that have existed for centuries, the differences in their traditions and assumptions reveal our own cultural norms and prejudices, leading us to broaden and deepen our understanding of our own lives in the present. Consider this. Tomorrow, either way, is important. Over like 160 years ago, we were voting based on the owning of humans. We would never know what voting was like back then. Today we're voting on a number of premises and whatnot. But back then, the leading Lincoln-Douglas debates were about the ethics and moralities of owning a human. Voting is important. As we read historical texts that have existed for centuries, the differences in their traditions and assumptions reveal our own cultural norms and prejudices, leading us to broaden and deepen our understanding of our own lives in the present. For instance, if I pick up a book by Plato and read it carefully, I might find not only that I am deepening my understanding of Plato, but also that my own prejudices and biases became clear and perhaps begin to shift. Not only am I reading Plato, but Plato is reading me. Through this dialogue, or what Gadamer calls the fusion of horizons, my understanding of the world reaches a deeper, richer level. Let's get down to some wacky shit now. Insofar as a scientific statement speaks about reality, it must be falsifiable. Karl Popper. Let's talk about science. We often think the book that we're reading from is the book of philosophy, the philosophy book. Big Ideas Simply Explained. Insofar as a scientific statement speaks about reality, gravity, sunlight, it must be falsifiable. Karl Popper. We often think that science works by proving truths about the world. We might imagine that a good scientific theory is one that we can prove conclusively to be true. The philosopher Karl Popper, however, insists that this is not the case. Instead, he says that what makes a theory scientific is that it is capable of being falsifiable. Or falsified. Or being shown to be wrong by experience. Popper is interested in the method by which science finds out about the world. Science depends on experiment and experience, and if we want to do science well, we need to pay close attention to what philosopher David Hume called the regularities of nature. The fact that events unfold in the world in particular patterns and sequences that can be systematically explored. Sun rises in the west, sets in the east, Is that right? It rises in the east. Where is the sunrise? Is it in the... Science, in other words, is empirical or based on experience. And to understand how it works, we need to understand how experience, in general, leads to knowledge. Consider the following statement. If you drop a tennis ball from a second floor window, it will fall to the ground. Leaving aside any chance events, such as the ball being snatched away by a passing eagle, we can be fairly sure that this claim is a reasonable one. It would be a strange person who said, "Hold on. Are you sure it will fall to the ground?" But how do we know that this is what will happen when we draw the tennis ball? What kind of knowledge is this? The short answer, it's getting deep already, the short answer is that we know it will fall because that is what it always does, right? Leaving aside chance events, no one has ever found that a tennis ball hovers or rises upwards when it is released. No, you have not. We know it falls to the ground because experience has shown us that this will happen. And not only can we be sure that the ball will fall to the ground, we can also be sure about how it will fall to the ground, okay? For example, if we know the force of gravity and how high the window is above the ground, we can calculate the speed at which the ball will fall. Duh. Nothing about the event is even remotely mysterious. Nevertheless, the question remains: can we be certain that the next time we drop the ball, it will fall to the ground? No matter how often we conduct the experiment, and no matter how confident we become about its outcome, we can never prove that the result will be the same in the future. I think we just proved it, Popper. We've been dropping balls all the... Come on, man. This inability to speak with any certainty about the future is called the problem of induction. And it was first recognized by Hume in the 18th century. Let's go back to dropping that ball real quick, actually. Can you imagine just like, what if you had never seen a ball drop? Someone handed you a ball. And they said, let the ball go. Why would you instinctively like, what is it about the, like, you would know that the ball would drop, right? I don't want to drop the ball. No, you're going to make me drop the ball. I don't want to drop the ball. But how do you know? Like, you, as a child, did you know that it was always going to drop? I'll tell you what's gonna blow your mind. Is how does a dog know that when you drop a treat, it will fall and it needs to catch it? How does it know that? The first time you ever threw something at your dog, it didn't know. It had no idea. The first time you ever threw a treat at your... Don't throw stuff at your dog. But you know, you tossed it. You're like, The very first time you ever played with your dog and you tried to throw a toy at it, it had no idea what the hell you just did. No idea. None. What the hell? That dog does not have the instinctive, like, there's no instinctive, oh yeah, it's falling. Oh yeah, it's throwing. Do you? Obviously, like if you're, a kid playing baseball and you get pinged in the head, because the ball was coming too fast for you to really, really react, you're like, oh no! You're like, and you can't really stop it, like, that happened, obviously I've been hit in the head with, some falling balls. Honestly, whatever, free. He's gonna really laugh at me about that one. But like, what I'm saying is like, how do you know that you know? Your dog didn't know. That's empirical evidence. I've seen dogs. They don't know what throwing things means until you're like, oh yeah. You teach the dog. I just threw. Oh, he's got the thing in his hand. It's going to come out of his hand. I know what that means. If it comes out of his hand, I got to calculate the angle to catch it now. Dogs calculate a lot of angles. They didn't know they could. Dogs do better math than we do. Induction is the process of moving from a set of observed facts about the world to more general conclusions about the world. We expect that if we drop the ball, it will fall to the ground because, at least according to Hume, we are generalizing from innumerable experiences of similar occasions on which we have found things like balls fall to the ground when we release them. Another form of reasoning, which philosophers contrast with induction, is deductive reasoning. So you have inductive and deductive. While induction moves from the particular case to the general, deduction moves from the general case to the particular. For instance, a piece of deductive reasoning might start from two premises, such as, if it is an apple, then it is a fruit, since all apples are fruit. And this is an apple. Given the nature of these premises, the statement, this is an apple, leads inescapably to the conclusion, it's a fruit. Philosophers like to simplify deductive arguments by writing them out in notation. We're talking about logic now, and if I'm going to lose people here, I apologize. Goddamn logic. Philosophers like to simplify deductive arguments by writing them out in notation. So, the general form of the argument above would be, if P, then Q. Since P, therefore Q. Right? So you gotta mind your P's and Q's, or else you're gonna not have any logic. In our example, P stands for it is an apple, and Q stands for it is a fruit. Given the starting point, if P, then Q, and P, then the conclusion Q is necessary or unavoidably true. Got it? Sure. We will be tested on this at the end of the show. Another example would be, if it is raining, the cat will meow, since all cats meow in the rain. It is raining, therefore the cat will meow. I can't guarantee the cats will meow in the rain. If it rains and your cat doesn't meow, don't tell me. I don't care. Thanks for paying attention, though. And I hope your cat's doing okay. You should probably get your cat checked out. Why isn't your cat meowing? Cats meow. All arguments of this kind are considered by philosophers to be valid arguments, because their conclusions follow inevitably from their premises. However, the fact that an argument is valid does not mean that its conclusions are true. For example, the argument, if it is a cat, then it is banana flavored. This is a cat. Therefore, it is banana flavored. Don't eat your cat. It doesn't taste like bananas. That argument is valid because it follows a valid form. But most people would agree that the conclusion is false. You gotta pay attention. And a closer look shows that there is a problem from an empirical perspective with the premise, if it is a cat, then it is banana flavored, because cats, in our world at least, are not banana flavored. I don't know, maybe Alf. Did Alf write this? I'm going to look at this and be like, oh, Alf wrote this one. Talking a lot about cats. In other words, because the premise is untrue, even though the argument itself is valid, the conclusion is also untrue. Other worlds can be imagined in which cats are in fact banana flavored. Jesus Christ. Knock it off! Let it go already, book! And for this reason, the statement that cats are not banana flavored is said to be contingently true. Maybe they are. We don't know. We know. Don't we? Rather than logically or necessarily true. I mean, we haven't eaten every cat, which would demand that it be true in all possible worlds. There might be a banana-flavored cat. Nevertheless, arguments that are valid and have true premises are called sound arguments. The banana-flavored cat argument, as we have seen, is valid but not sound. There's no meow. Even though it's raining, there's no meow. Whereas the argument about apples and fruit is both valid and sound. Deductive arguments could be said to be like computer programs. The conclusions they reach are only as good as the data that is fed into them. Deductive reasoning has an important role to play in the sciences, but on its own, it cannot say anything about the world. It can only say, if this is the case, then that is the case. And if we want to use such arguments in the sciences, we still have to rely on induction for our premises. And so science is lumbered with the problem of induction. For this reason, according to Popper, we cannot prove our theories to be true. Moreover, what makes a theory scientific is not that it can be proved at all, but that it can be tested against reality and shown to be potentially false. In other words, a falsifiable theory is not a theory that is false, but one that can be shown to be false by observation. Okay. Theories that are untestable, for example, that we each have an invisible spirit guide or that God created the universe, are not part of the natural sciences. This does not mean that they are worthless, only that they are not the kinds of theories that the sciences deal with. So that's how Popper escapes the old religious. It's like, look, I'm just talking about the world, alright? Like, whatever God, leave that to the pulpit, I'm just talking from, like, a textbook, okay? Like, whatever, you got a magnifying glass, I'm going to show you the theory about the magnifying glass. Alright, if you need a magnifying glass to know about God, like, just get better glasses. Have someone read it to you. Who knows? Alright, let's go. The idea of falsifiability does not mean that we are unjustified in having a belief in theories that cannot be falsified. Beliefs that stand up to repeated testing and that resist our attempts at falsification can be taken to be reliable. The ball keeps falling. But even the best theories are always open to the possibility that a new result will show them to be false. We wouldn't have movies without the possibility that gravity doesn't exist. We wouldn't have flight without the possibility that gravity What if we made the ball fall at an angle? What if we put wings on the ball? What would that do? Would the ball still fall? Well, wait, the ball's gliding. What in the ball's going on? Popper's work has not been without its critics, obviously. Some scientists claim that how he presents an idealized view of how they go about their work, and that science is practiced very differently from how Popper suggests. No, we kind of know what's going on. It kind of needs to be true for us to be like, wait a second. No, the sun's always right. No, the ball's falling, man. Nevertheless, his idea of falsifiability is still used in distinguishing between scientific and non-scientific claims. And Popper remains perhaps the most important philosopher of science in the 20th century. Whew! Deep ideas, folks. Deep ideas. Thanks for letting me go off a little bit on my own little ideas on how we should interpret the world. I'm sure you have your ways of interpreting the world. Maybe those ways should always include the idea that, like, maybe that ball's always going to drop. There's really no way of getting around some things, you know? The ball always dropping. It's been a heck of a day. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Put this away and then we'll scroll on out of here. It's been a heck of a day. Thanks for playing around with me on this Monday. Hope it wasn't too scattered. Seemed a little scattered. I didn't know if I wanted to sing or if I wanted to do the cards. God bless some. Do you want to do a song? Let's do a song. Let's not get political, but I've had this song in my head, and so let's just do it. And I'm proud. No, not that. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with light from above. Some songs you just don't know, if you know the lyrics, you know? And so you're just like, wait a second. And I'm reading the lyrics here, and I'm like, I had no idea what the lyrics were. So here we go. what I had was from the prairies to the valleys to the mountains, white with snow. Right? Here we go. No, from the mountains to the prairies, okay? Alright, so I went prairies to mountains. To the oceans, white with no valleys. What the hell? Are there even valleys in this song? No, no valley, no valley. I've been singing valleys, like to this song for years. So I look at the lyrics and I'm like, what the hell? Kate Smith wrote this song. Kate Smith wrote God Bless America. Hold on. The first time God Bless America was ever heard, it was sung by Kate Smith. This occurred November 11th, 1938, over Kate Smith's CBS radio show, The Kate Smith Hour. From that first occurrence, Smith seemed to know that the tune was special. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with light from above. I'm going to try and do this Scottish. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans. It sounds English still, even when I'm trying to do Scottish. Wait, what foam? God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. Got one more. From the mountains, through the prairies, to the oceans, wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Let's bring it. Let's nail this ending here, okay? From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans. Hold on. Let's stand for this one. White with God bless America, my home, sweet. Oh, almost. Oh, that one's. Hold on, we're gonna get there. No, you know what? I'm gonna nail this one. Hold up. I'm not gonna let this one fall apart. All right? I'm not letting this one fall apart. We're not gonna just like break the radio. I'm hitting this one. All right? You and me. Let's do this one, okay? All right? God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet. Call the ball. Home. Yeah, right there in the aircraft carrier. Wow, yeah. I Top Gunned the shit out of that one. Woo! Yeah, if I could high five all you on that one. Yeah, I did that one. Yeah, that was nice. Oh, man. You could send that one to Quincy Jones himself and he'll be like, yeah, that dude was bad. That dude needs to beat it. That dude's got some Billie Jean going on. Yeah. Oh, that was sick. Call the ball. Alright, that was silly. I love you guys. Thank you guys for having fun with me. having fun with you guys. Have fun tomorrow. Have fun every day. Who cares what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, go watch Cheers or something. At least they know your name there, you know? Where everybody calls your name. You know, or you could, like, you know, host a show and be like, where everybody calls your names. Ah, there we go. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here, Bill. Let's get out of here, Brian. Let's get out of here, Six. Get out of here, Catzilla. Love you guys. Get out of here, Niffer Mama. Love you. Niffer Nerd. Get out of here. Love you. Derek Anderson. It's like Rick and Morty all up in this. Get out of here, Rick. Brian C., you have a great day, too. Get out of here. Much love, Herbie. No, too. You get out of here, too. Get out of here. Go do you. Clean Girl, love, peace, and blood grease. Get out of here, Clean Girl. Get out of here. What do you guys... Scram. Scram, get out of here. Calico Kid, have a great day, everyone. You too, Calico Kid. Niffer Mama, scram. Love you, Brock and crew. Yeah, get out of here. Get out of here. Sixes, get out of here. Mushmouth, love you too. Get out of here. Exception, had a wonderful day. You too, Exception. Get on out of here. Scram, kid. Get out of here. Come on now. I don't need you on my lawn anymore. Get out of here. Scram, skedaddle, scoot, scoot. Alright? Mark Z, hug time. Peace out. Oh, it's hug. It's Mark Z. Alright? Suddenly you got 4 months and you're feeling the power going on. You're like, you know what? I really like that. Like, you know, I'm going to dedicate this hug to Mark Z. Congrats on 4, my guy. You know what the hardest thing is? 5. And then once you hit 5, you know what the hardest thing after that is? 6. You got this, guy. You've already, you got the next hardest thing to go is 5. The biggest joke, I understand where you've been. I'm not there, obvious. You know, Mush called me out and said, I think I got maybe a year and a half of not touching beer. But this one's the mark, you know, sometimes you struggle and you gotta put some time together. Mark Z, 4 months putting it together. Nice job, Z. So I'm gonna dedicate this hug to Mark. Sometimes you just gotta put some time together. Take care of yourself. You know? Forget about whatever other kind of influences there are. Sometimes you just gotta, you gotta be the influence, not be influenced. Ugh, Jesus Christ, that sounds so cheesy. Get in here for a hug already, Mark. God damn it. Alright, Mark. Let's hug it up. Let's hug it up. Let's hug it up. There you go, Mark. I'm gonna give you a hug. You gave me a hug. I can feel it. Alright, Mark. I can feel that. That's good. That's a good hug. Quit squeezing so hard, though, Mark. That sucks. Oh, God damn it, Mark. Knock it off. Alright. You know what? That does. Alright. You know, give in to the love. You know what I mean? Alright. Just quit hugging. Alright. Let it go. You know, maybe the most difficult thing is to get out of a hug with Mark. You know, if you ever see Mark and he's like, hey, can I give you a hug? You're like, what do you want? Like 4 months? I don't know. It's a dangerous time. You know? I love you, Mark. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves and each other. Or, you know, whatever. At least, do content out of it. Make it interesting for the rest of us. Or at least attempt to. I don't know. Push the button.